They said she'd never come back without him, but Rasheeda just proved everyone wrong. In a move that's shaking up Atlanta and sending shockwaves through the entire reality TV world. The boss chick has returned solo. No Kirk. No cameras. Just raw emotion, independence, and a whole lot of unfinished business. It all started on a quiet Thursday morning, or at least, that's how it looked from the outside. But behind the scenes, Rasheeda was plotting something nobody saw coming. After months of silence, cryptic social media posts, and whispers about a possible split, she dropped the bombshell. She was done. No more Rasheeda and Kirk. No more joint appearances, and definitely no more pretending for the cameras. Fans were stunned. Producers were scrambling. And Kirk, well, let's just say the man wasn't ready for this storm. According to sources close to the couple, Rasheeda's decision wasn't made overnight. She's been holding it in for a long time, one insider revealed. The love, the loyalty, the image. It was all starting to weigh her down. Rasheeda felt like she lost herself somewhere between the spotlight and the storyline. For years, we've seen Rasheeda and Kirk's relationship unfold, the highs, the heartbreaks, the betrayals that made fans shout at their screens. But this time, the cameras weren't rolling. This was real. And when Rasheeda packed her bags, she didn't look back. She told him straight up, another source claimed. She said, "I'm not doing this anymore, not for TV, not for fame, not for anyone." In an exclusive leaked audio clip that quickly went viral, Rasheeda's voice can be heard saying, "I built my brand before I ever needed a storyline. I don't need Kirk. I don't need producers telling me how to live my life. I just need peace." That single sentence sets social media ablaze. Fans flooded X, formerly known as Twitter, with reactions ranging from pure support to total disbelief. One fan tweeted, "Rasheeda walking away from Kirk and the cameras. That's a power move. The boss chick energy is BACK." Another wrote, "I can't believe it. What's love and hip-hop without Rasheeda and Kirk drama?" But the real drama was only just beginning. Behind closed doors, Kirk was said to be spiraling. Friends close to him described a man in shock, unable to believe Rasheeda had actually left. He kept saying, "She's bluffing. She always comes back," said a friend who spoke under anonymity. But this time, her tone was different. She wasn't angry, she was calm. That's when he knew it was real. Meanwhile, Rasheeda was reclaiming her power in silence. Her Instagram went dark for a week. No selfies, no product promos, no cryptic captions. Then suddenly, a single post appeared. A black and white photo of her walking away from the Frost household. Heels clicking, head held high. The caption read only, "Chapter 2, Me." The internet broke. Within hours, #BossChickReborn was trending. Celebrities weighed in. Fans dissected every frame of the photo. And even former Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta castmates began choosing sides. Carly Red commented, "Proud of you, sis. Time to shine without the drama." But not everyone was cheering. Kirk's longtime friend Young Jock reportedly told people at his club, "Ain't no Rasheeda without Kirk. They built that empire together. She might be strong, but that partnership made her who she is." Those words didn't sit well with Rasheeda's supporters or Rasheeda herself. Just days later, she fired back during an Instagram live session, her tone icy but composed. "I hear folks talking about what I can't do," she said to her 4 million followers. "Let me make this real clear. I built my brand off my name, my hustle, and my story. Kirk was part of it, yeah, but he ain't the reason for my success. I am." The comments section exploded. Fans flooded in with messages like, "Tell him, boss chick," and "You don't owe anyone an explanation." But buried among the love was a chilling question. Why did she really leave? And that's where the story takes a darker turn. According to one of Rasheeda's close friends, a friend who asked to remain unnamed, there was more behind her sudden departure than just independence. There were things going on off camera, the source claimed. Things that would have destroyed the brand if they ever got out. Rasheeda was protecting her peace, but also her legacy. Rumors swirled. Some claimed Kirk had been secretly in talks with producers for a spin-off focusing on his side of the business. Others whispered about financial tension, unpaid debts, hidden investments, and disagreements over who really owned what. Whatever the truth, Rasheeda wasn't looking back. She began quietly meeting with new management, revamping her boutique line, and working on new music. She's going back to her roots, a source close to her said. The music, the fashion, the grind, that's what made her Rasheeda before the TV fame. And that's what's going to make her rise again. But Kirk wasn't about to fade quietly. In a surprising twist, just a week after Rasheeda's chapter to post, Kirk appeared on a late-night radio show, breaking his silence with what he called his side of the truth. People think they know what's going on, but they don't. Kirk said, "Me and Rasheeda been through everything, good, bad, and ugly. But I love that woman, and I'm not giving up on her. She might say she don't need me, but deep down, we built something together." Fans were torn. Some sympathized with his emotional tone, others rolled their eyes, calling it another PR stunt. Kirk always finds a way to make himself the victim. One user posted, "Let Rasheeda breathe." Still, whispers began to spread that producers from Love and Hip Hop were desperate to get both of them back on camera, this time separately. A source from the production team admitted, if Rasheeda really does go solo, it could change the entire dynamic of the show. But it also means more ratings. Everyone wants to see her next move. What happened next no one expected. Rasheeda made her first public appearance since the split, at an exclusive Atlanta pop-up event for her new boutique line. Cameras weren't invited, but that didn't stop fans and influencers from capturing snippets. The video clips went viral almost instantly. She walked in wearing a sleek white suit, minimal jewelry, and a confidence that could silence a room. As she took the stage to thank her supporters, she said, "This isn't about drama. This is about evolution. The boss chick is back, and she's standing alone." Just as the crowd began to cheer, a familiar voice shouted from the back, "Standing alone, or running away." The room went silent. All eyes turned, and there he was, Kirk. Rasheeda froze, visibly shocked. But then, in true boss chick fashion, she straightened her back and smirked. "You really couldn't help yourself, huh?" Kirk walked forward, shaking his head. "I came to support, but I'm not gonna sit here while you rewrite history like I was never there." The tension was electric. Fans captured every second on their phones. "I'm not rewriting history," Rasheeda replied calmly. "I'm just finally writing my own." The crowd erupted into cheers, drowning out Kirk's frustrated sigh. The moment instantly became a viral meme. "I'm just finally writing my own." It was the line that would define Rasheeda's comeback. After that night, even the skeptics couldn't deny it. Rasheeda was in full control of her narrative, but with every move she made, the stakes grew higher, and the people she once trusted began to reveal their true colors. And this was only the beginning. After the boutique event showdown, Rasheeda's team tried to keep things professional, but the footage was everywhere. TMZ-style blogs had a field day. One headline screamed, "Rasheeda stands alone while Kirk confronts her live. The boss chick era has begun." Fans couldn't get enough. The video had over 2 million views within 24 hours, and comments poured in non-stop. "Rasheeda ate that comeback up." One fan wrote, "Why is Kirk still showing up like he's invited?" Another commented, "Give her a solo show already." But behind the confidence and perfectly polished image, Rasheeda was feeling the weight of it all. After the event, she returned home to her quiet Atlanta condo, a new space, far from the Frost Mansion. She kicked off her heels, sat on the couch, and stared at her reflection in the window. Was it worth it? She whispered to herself. Her phone buzzed. A text from Carly lit up the screen. "Sis, you did what needed to be done. Don't let him pull you back." Rasheeda smiled faintly but didn't reply, because deep down, she knew Carly wasn't the one who could answer that question, only she could. A week passed, and Rasheeda started focusing on her business again. New music sessions, rebranding meetings, and partnerships started rolling in. Brands that had once hesitated to work with her were now reaching out directly. Everyone wanted a piece of the reborn Rasheeda, but there was one deal that changed everything. An executive from a major streaming platform reached out with an offer. A solo docuseries, Rasheeda, Rebuilt. It would follow her journey as she navigated life, business, and motherhood after leaving Kirk and the Love and Hip Hop franchise behind. At first, she hesitated. The whole point was to get away from the cameras. But the pitch was different. Total creative control, no fake storylines, and no forced drama. This time, the exec promised, "You tell the story your way." After a sleepless night of thinking, Rasheeda agreed, but she had one condition. Kirk's name stays out of it. When word of the deal leaked, chaos erupted again. Blogs accused her of hypocrisy. Fans debated whether she was truly moving on or just rebranding her drama. And then came the betrayal, one that would sting worse than any reality TV twist. Someone leaked private texts between Rasheeda and her producer, messages where she vented about Kirk, former castmates, and even the show's producers. "I carried that whole franchise on my back." One of the leaked messages read, "While they were writing fake drama, I was living real pain." The internet went wild. Hashtags like #RASHEEDA, unfiltered, and #TextGate trended for days. The backlash was immediate. Some fans defended her honesty, while others accused her of being ungrateful. Kirk, of course, jumped at the opportunity to make himself look like the wounded hero. In a now-deleted Instagram Live, he said, "I ain't perfect, but I never tried to tear her down. All I ever did was love her." Rasheeda, furious and betrayed, went silent for days. Her publicist begged her to issue a statement, but she refused. Instead, she showed up unannounced on The Breakfast Club for a tell-all interview. Sitting across from the hosts, Rasheeda looked calm but ready for war. "I've been quiet long enough," she began. "People love to paint me as the angry wife, the emotional woman, the one who forgives to ice, but I'm not playing that role anymore. I'm not the storyline, I'm the story." The studio went silent. Even Charlemagne leaned back, stunned. "Are you saying you're officially done with Love and Hip Hop?" he asked. Rasheeda nodded. "I'm done being edited. I'm done being told who to be. I'm building something bigger, something real." Within minutes, clips of her interview went viral. Supporters flooded social media with praise. One tweet said, "Rasheeda speaking her truth like a queen. This is her renaissance." Another read, "She's reclaiming her narrative, and I'm here for every second." But as always, the more she rose, the more resistance she faced. That night, Kirk showed up at their old house, uninvited. Their son Kai had called, worried about his dad. "He's been coming around, Mom," he said nervously. "He's not mad, just lost." Rasheeda hesitated. She still cared, but she had to protect her peace. Still, when she saw Kirk standing on the porch, head down, holding a box of old photos, her heart softened just for a second. "I found these," he said quietly. "Didn't think it was right to keep 'em." She took the box without a word. Inside were pictures from their early days before fame, before the drama. Just two kids with dreams. For a moment, memories flooded back. The laughter, the love, the hustle. Then she looked up and said, "Kirk, I can't keep doing this. You can't keep showing up when it's convenient. I'm not your safety net anymore. I just miss us," he said. She sighed. "You miss control." And with that, she closed the door. It was the closure fans had been begging for, but it didn't come without pain. In the following weeks, Rasheeda poured all that emotion into her work. Her new single, Unwritten, dropped unexpectedly one Friday night, a slow, soulful track about rediscovering yourself after heartbreak. The lyrics hit deep. "You thought I'd crumble, but I bloomed again. No cameras, no script, just me and my pen." Fans were obsessed. The song shot up the charts, trending on TikTok and sparking thousands of Boss Chick gloat videos. Even her critics had to admit it. Rasheeda was back. And she was unstoppable. But then came the second betrayal, and this one hit even closer to home. During the filming of Rasheeda, Rebuilt, one of her longtime friends and business partners, Tamka, started acting strange. She'd been with Rasheeda since the beginning, helping her manage her boutiques and brand deals. But recently, she'd been meeting secretly with another network, one rumored to be developing a rival show, starring none other than Kirk. When Rasheeda found out, she confronted her at their office. Cameras weren't rolling, but if they had been, it would have been Emmy-worthy. Rasheeda stormed in, slammed her bag on the desk, and said, "So that's what loyalty looks like to you." Tamka froze. "What are you talking about? Don't play dumb." Rasheeda shot back. "You've been feeding them my plans. I know you've been meeting with producers. I saw the emails." Tamika's face went pale. "It's not what you think. It's exactly what I think," Rasheeda interrupted. "You sold me out. And for what? A check, fame. You of all people know what I've been through." Tears welled up in Tamika's eyes. "I was just trying to survive. Raw. They offered me something I couldn't turn down. You left the show, I didn't." Rasheeda shook her head slowly. "You didn't have to betray me to survive." She walked out without another word. The betrayal devastated her. Fans could sense it too. When episode 3 of her docuseries aired, the one where she spoke about trust and loyalty, viewers flooded the comments section with messages like, "You can feel her pain through the screen." But Rasheeda refused to crumble. She channeled that hurt into her work. She revamped her brand entirely. New designs, new music, new energy. And just when it seemed she'd finally regained her balance, life threw one more twist her way. During the season finale of Rasheeda, Rebuilt, the producers surprised her with a message, an anonymous email they'd received weeks earlier. It was from someone claiming to have evidence that Kirk wasn't done trying to control her narrative. Attached was a document, a contract draft for a Love and Hip Hop spin-off titled Life After Rasheeda. The show's premise, Kirk's journey as a single man rebuilding his empire. Rasheeda laughed bitterly when she saw it. "Of course," she said, "he can't let go." But then the producer said something that froze her in place. "That's not all. The email says he plans to include private footage from your old home security system. Footage he still has access to." Rasheeda's jaw dropped. "You're kidding." The producer shook their head. "If he leaks that, it could ruin your brand. The screen faded to black, and fans were left hanging. Social media exploded. Did Kirk really record her? Is this revenge or desperation? Rasheeda better lawyer up. For weeks, the internet buzzed with speculation. Then, without warning, Rasheeda went live again, this time, sitting in her home studio. No makeup, no filter. I'm tired, she began softly. Tired of being the villain or the victim. Tired of the noise. I walked away for a reason, to protect my peace. And I won't let anyone, not even someone I once loved, take that away from me. Her words were calm, but powerful. Fans flooded the comments with support. Celebrities reposted the clip with captions like "Real Queen Energy" and "Unshakable." That night, she dropped a second single titled "Peace Ain't Cheap." It was an anthem, part confession, part victory cry. Within 48 hours, it hit #1 on Apple Music's R&B charts. And just like that, Rasheeda had rewritten her story completely. No Kirk, no producers, no fake drama. Just a woman who refused to be defined by anyone else's lens. The final scene of her docuseries showed her standing on a rooftop overlooking Atlanta at sunset. She looked straight into the camera and said, "I'm not running from my past. I'm just walking toward my peace. Alone, but never broken." The screen faded out with the words, "To be continued," and there you have it. Rasheeda's rebirth, raw and unfiltered. From heartbreak to headlines, she turned pain into power and silence into strength. But the question still lingers. Is this truly the end of Rasheeda and Kirk? Or just the calm before another storm? Fans everywhere are holding their breath. What happens next could change everything. So what do you think? Is the boss chick better solo? Or should she give love one last chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe because this drama is far from over.